I'm very happy to be here. I love it when you find yourself physically in the place where it's exactly where you should be. It feels very right. I'm feeling very appropriately coordinated with the world, and that's very nice. My experience so far here at the COP26 here in Glasgow is very inspiring. I'm meeting a lot of good people. Some people that have done great things, some people that have done great small things, but equally as great. It's nice. I feel like it's very spiritual somehow. I do strongly believe that neither art, music, or fantasy books or anything lovely would exist without our planet and without nature to be the great divine source of inspiration that she is every single day. I'm reading a lot of fantasy books that takes place in nature. I love to read when humans try the best they can to describe her, because she's so complex that it's almost impossible to find any words worthy of her, if that makes sense. But I'm enjoying seeing people try, and I'm enjoying trying myself as well. But right now I'm reading a book called The Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss. I strongly recommend. I'm feeling very saddened by all the land lost. I'm feeling very saddened on behalf of all the indigenous people around the world who mostly have this amazing connection with Mother Earth, almost, spiritual, and I can't imagine how much it must have hurt to both lose your friends and to die while trying to protect your land, the little that's left of it, and then also seeing it disappear when you care so deeply. I find it really, really heartbreaking. I find it really heartbreaking that people have, that we managed to extinct a whole species that's taken millions of years to become, and then it takes us 2 years to remove its whole existence. It's just so unproportional and so confusing and so incredibly heartbreaking. And also the fact that, this is the only planet with life within the whole of the universe as far as we know, and still we're managing to ruin it. It's such a rare thing, and it's just heartbreaking. So my relationship with the planet right now is very heartbroken, and I'm feeling very like you're gasping for air, because the sense of emergency is so present, but still it feels like the big forces in the world, the big companies, the big names aren't doing her justice, and it's frustrating, I think, for the people, but I also feel hope. A long, long time ago, humans had little to show off with, and we were just exploring, simply existing here on this planet and surviving. And then once we put our heads together, we accomplished amazing things. We even sent ourselves to the moon, and we managed to be up on the moon and look at ourselves from space. And that's one example of what happens when we unite. And if that's not a proof that we can save the planet if we unite, I don't know what is. Because we've done impossible things before, and we can do impossible things in the future, or what seems impossible. And I think it's so important to just understand the value of cooperationship, if that's a word, but to understand the value of uniting and understanding that this is a rare thing. Finally, we have one cause that actually touches all of us, that is very all of humankind against this global emergency, which is rare, because most things in the world, most global matters seems to turn us up against each other, or at least we create these strange battles where we seem to believe we have to fight against each other. But in this example, we have the chance to really unite. I think it will do wonders for humankind if we manage and when we manage. But yeah, I have hope. Of course I do. I find everyone here important. I find you guys important. There are many people here in the room. You can't see them, but they're here. And they're doing all of this, making sure we all get to think about this matter just one more time, and maybe something good will come out of our mouths that will inspire people or make people think. You know, every single human here is important. And none of the things I say or none of the songs I sing later will mean anything without anyone in the crowd. So, yeah, important, but just like everyone here and everyone out there who are paying attention, I'm just proud to be a part of something where people are fighting for something because we should and we can, in comparison to often when people destroy just because they can. And that's really beautiful. Just the whole essence of today is beautiful. Of course, using my voice and doing what I can, and, you know, touring more green and all of those small things, but big things that you can do to make things better. But I love involving my listeners because they are eager to help too. And sometimes it's hard to know where to begin. So I try the best I can to offer a beginning to this journey in feeling that you're actually doing something, because I think most of us so badly want to do something, but we don't know where to begin. One of the things we're doing right now with my next album is that we offer the chance for people to plant a tree in a little forest when they buy my album, so we can hopefully create quite a big little forest, and like in hundreds of years, or in even 50 years, the trees will be all grown up and proud, and they will be there because of us. And that's beautiful in itself. And even though if it's just one tree, it's still one tree, you know. And it's just important how many, if you spend some time, you can find so many interesting things people are doing out there, small things. I met a guy from Peru earlier today, and he said that they're a part of recycling plastic, and then they repurpose the plastic and give them and make it into something people need, like toiletries, and you know, it's just amazing. And they're just young people who volunteer, and they do it themselves. And I love, you know, and I have his number now, and we're going to try to do something exciting together. Because I love working with just individuals doing small but important projects. Because individuals got us here in the first place. And I strongly believe that individuals alone, you know, with our bare hands, can fix the problem too. I think art and music plays a huge role in this, but mostly because the people give art and music meaning. Or at least it's in the heart and the eyes of the people that it becomes large and meaningful, which I think is very beautiful. But I think mostly it's because art and music and culture appeals to our soul, and there are few things left in this earth that appeals directly to our soul. And I think also art and music reminds us of something within us that we feel separates us from the rest of life on earth. It makes us have an essence and culture. It makes us have more meaning in life than simply surviving. It makes us have more meaning to be to wonder and to create and to, explain and all of these beautiful things. And I think that's a very important part of reconnecting with each other and our empathy and our emotional self, and then also the planet, because apathy is such a great enemy to progress. And whenever things become too political for us, too complicated, too based on fear, or too angered, or if we feel shamed for not being good enough, or not doing, or not knowing enough, it creates apathy because we're afraid, which is natural. But I think, or I hope at least, that music and art can do an important part of just appealing to, the opposite of apathy and inspire. But of course, again, the people do it themselves. They are the one who let themselves be inspired. So I think it's important, but I also think it's only important because people care about it.